Greenwood Stock Trading coming at you with a market recap and some hot stocks to watch. So right now, the meme stocks are dominating the market once again, dominating the headlines. So we want to look at these trends, look at the patterns, see what ran today, see what's looking at running tomorrow, and just give the best high probability setups that we can so that we can make money, make you money, and hopefully start a process and learn something in the process. So we're looking at GameStop once again. GameStop, AMC. There's a lot of KOSS. There's a lot of meme stocks, but this is the one that all started that started it all. So I always go back here because this is the flagship. This is the leader that the rest of the meme stocks follow. So whenever I'm looking at getting into a meme stock, I always look at GameStop first, because that's what all got it started. So again, just going back in history, we're looking at from $17. And I remember this stock actually when it went from $4, I believe. Let me see. They had earnings. Yeah, they had earnings. It was $8, $6. Let me see the high, the low. Okay, either way. It was low. So from $13, once we got that first pop and consolidation, and then you just saw the run up from $40 to $4.83. So again, I got in once again. Once it starts to build the support, you see my trend lines. I drew these trend lines a long time ago. Once we started holding support, then I knew that I could get in and not be risking basically anything. So I got in at 139, I believe, and then I sold at 318. So if I was playing options, I probably would have made 1,000, 1,500%. But we're just looking at patterns, because once you get the patterns down, then the money will come. So again, we're looking at this once again, the same pattern. And if you go back from after the first time it ran, look at these support levels. So you can see where this stock is coming down to certain levels and then it's trading off these levels. So it looks like around the 150 level, 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. It looks like it's coming down to 150 and then it's taking off. So of course, everybody likes AMC. They call them the apes, AMC apes. And you see my trend lines drawn. Once again, anytime at the bottom of this trend or channel, you see $30 is looking like it's the stock that it looks like it's a support level that it's trading off of. So once again, $30, you're almost guaranteed to bounce every time. 30, 47, 30, 36. 32, bouncing to 44. So playing options, you'll get 200, 300%. So there are some other secondary stocks, SNDL, that's considered a meme stock as well. Look at the support levels once again. Like sometimes it takes time for these to develop, but once you can see this pattern, you can just buy and wait. 65 cents to $1.40. So now once again, pull back to 68. Now we're at 77. So again, we're not going to go through all of them, but this is the pattern. Once stocks are trading technical and there's a certain level that they go to before they run, you can buy with confidence because we see where it's making support, and you're really not risking anything, because since when is this, May? Since May, since even way back in January, the stock hasn't went past or went below 60, looks like 67 cents. So what's your risk here? Buying at 69, buying at 70, you're risking 3 cents. So Intrinsic, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, what I add to it and just say is, well, a lot of these meme stocks getting a lot of activity. A like you were talking about earlier, the trading very technical. So I mean, it's given a huge opportunity to get in a lot of low risk, high reward plays, and a lot of times that's going to be key.
Exactly. So I don't want to prolong. I feel like I talk. I go over things a lot because I want to emphasize, but let me just give you the practicals. Also, the NFT sector was running today. TKAT, once again, look at the levels. I already drew trend lines before. Anytime it's breaking down around this $5 level, what's your risk? What's your risk and your reward? You're risking not very much, and it's coming up to $9 every single time we get here. So let me draw this trend line here. So yeah, down around $5, $6, you're getting a pop to $9 every time. So you can be buying here, right? You can be buying here. You see it create some support. And then, as a matter of fact, we tweeted this on Friday that it would probably do 100%. Today, it was up to as much as 4, 5. It was up to, I believe, about 70, 75, 80%. So, and again, WNW runs with the NFTs. So you see all of them coming out the bottom. OCG, DLPN. All of these stocks are doing the same thing. So again, that's one of the principles in our product, is to make sure that you are finding the trends. So once again, look at this. Look at the channels that we're trading in. And like I said, you can buy on these bottoms and pretty much not risk anything to get into them. Okay. So that's that. Now I want to go over my options play real quick, because again, this is a great way to leverage. Disclaimer, this is high risk. This is high reward. So it's just like biotech stocks, high risk, high reward. So how we played options, let me show you the Discord that we were in. Basically today, Intrinsic was talking about Wish. So Wish being high risk and low risk, high reward. I've been playing options more because it's just, I mean, you're just making so much off so little. So 750 calls. My strategy, this doesn't have to be your strategy, is to buy cheap out of the money calls that can appreciate once the stock makes a decent move. So I was saying, hey, these stock, I mean, the calls for September 21 calls, $750 strike price is, they're asking 13. So they're asking 13 cents. This was at 9 o'clock this morning. All right. By the time we got to, when is this? 1 o'clock. So 4 hours later, these calls are now all of a sudden worth 52 cents. So again, there's misconception. Yes, stocks, they do expire worthless. Most options do expire worthless. So you need to know that before you start playing options. But at the same time, you're looking at the ability to leverage a maximum gain if you're right on the move, and you only have to risk a minimum amount. Put 50, put $100, whatever you can risk, but your reward is 10x, is 3 minimum, 10x and beyond. Okay, so we see these September 3rd weekly calls ran for, by the time it was done, it was actually 292% if you would have bought the calls at 13 cents and then sold them for 52 cents. But the weeklies for August this week, these calls went for 700. Okay, 700% on these calls. All right, so again, this is a great way to leverage. This is a great way to leverage what you are making. Okay, now those calls that were out in September, they were a lot less. They were a lot more expensive because it has more time for the stock to move. These calls were a lot cheaper. So these, I didn't look at these because I wasn't going to play them. But the August weeklies, were 700%. They were probably a 2 cent, 2 or 3 cents. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Yeah, they were probably 2 cent calls out of the money with the $8 strike price, and then or a $50 stock price. So, I mean, if you're trying to make 600, 700% in just a few hours. So again, we talked about this, but let's go back to what's making this possible though. The market, a lot of the small caps are bottoming out. So whenever we see a play like Wish that lots of institutions are holding, you can look at Yahoo for that. And lots of big traders are on. A lot of people are holding bags because of this gap down, okay? Once we get a gap down and we make support, okay, that's when you can look for a stock to bounce. So until then, it's gonna be choppy. And if you're buying here, then you can get chopped up. But if you can wait until it makes a little support, you see it went red and then $6, the next day $6.40. That's pretty good support because now you see this stock is in an uptrend, okay? So once you see this uptrend, you know it's safe to put your money in there. So what we want to do, again, if you want to play these options, realize the risk, reward, risk a little to get a lot. And I think that you can find yourself in some better opportunities than just buying the equity. Also, we talked about if you want to buy the stock, fine, but just buy a few cheap calls just in case they hit. If they hit, you're going to be making more money. You're going to be making 3, 4, 5 times as much money as you are buying the equity. So that's pretty much it. We're showing you how to get 6, 7, 800%, even more, just depending on what the move is. So, but again, it's going to start with you understanding the fundamentals and the technicals, realizing that, hey, we got institutions in here at $14. What do you think is going to happen when it gets down to 6? People are going to double down. They're going to double up. More institutions are going to come in. More traders are going to get on it because they know compared to the potential market value, this is really cheap. So you got anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I just reiterate, adding options to your trading arsenal is definitely a good idea, especially in the current market conditions with so many stocks bottoming out, because it just gives you an opportunity to get in a very, very low risk, high reward play when it comes to the options. So that's definitely something. But just know that it is a risky asset. But I mean, it's definitely something I think can help really turn some small gains, some huge gains quickly.
Yeah, and so we got we got the RSI, we got stochastic. Look at this. Look at the setup. We're talking about being technical. Forgetting that this company has a great model. Okay, fundamentally, just look at the technicals. Completely oversold. If you want to know what stochastic is, all you gotta do is Google it. RSI turning up, and then you got volume starting to come in from lower volume to higher volume. So something is brewing, and then looking at the 5-minute chart, I mean, it just popped and went nuts. So as soon as you get the big volume bar and you get sustained volume, you got an opportunity to make some money. And like I said, the best way to play these options is short term, but you can also buy long-term options as well. What's going on in Pennyland? EEENF. Again, let me just reiterate, take profits while you can. Had great news here. They discovered lots of oil. They got everything they've been waiting for, and then the stock gapped up and sold off. So, again, once you see resistance is, if you don't know, get our product. And we talk about resistance and trading based on resistance and support. But, once you see this resistance, once you see levels that it has gotten to and hasn't been able to get above, you have to sell here and then just buy back when it gets cheap like it is now. So you see anything out there in penny stock land?
Nah, I really haven't seen too much that's been hitting my scanner. I've been mainly focused on the NASDAQ here the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, NASDAQ it's been doing it. So again, we got SNDL calls. So this stock has weekly, but again, I mean, the chart doesn't really lie on here. Every time it gets to this level, where do we go? You know, we do at least 100%. 100%, you can take it, but if you're playing options and you want to get some cheap calls out of the money right now, you know, it looks like we're due for at least a 30% bounce. And if these meme stocks get high, I mean, you can take $100 and turn it into 10,000, literally. So, but again, it has to move. It has to move with some volume, and it has to move pretty quick, depending on when the strike time is, the strike price is, and the date of the call. So I hope you got some value from this. We are looking at meme stocks. We are looking at playing more calls because it is allowing you to leverage those gains to where instead of making 100% buying the equity, you're able to make 1,000% or at least 300% on just a basic 10 to 20% move. So that's all I got. You got anything else to add?
Nah, that's it.
All right. Well, we will catch you next time. Please share the video. It's the best way to support. Subscribe. If you got any questions, give us an email, greenwoodstocktrading@gmail.com. You can DM me on Twitter or on Instagram, or our number is also in the description. But we will catch you on the green side. God bless.